Let's make a small HTML button and we're going to style it with CSS. The first thing I'm going to do is just to add my button, and for the type I'm going to use submit, and the value is going to be hello world. And that's all I'm going to do in the HTML tab. I can now move to the CSS tab and start styling my button. I'm going to use the attribute selector to target any element that has a type of submit. First, I want to remove the background color and the border. On second thought, I'm just going to set a different background color. And the easiest way for me to do that is to go to the inspector and then select this little circle, and that opens up a nice color selector, and I can just increase the opacity, and I'm looking for a little bit of a blue color. I think that would look nice in my button. I think this blue is kind of what I'm looking for. Now I can just copy this value and paste it on the background color property. Next, I want to add a little bit of padding around the text. So I'm going to use the padding CSS property. Let's try with 6 pixels. That looks good, but I want to have the size have a little bit more space. Let's try with 10 pixels. So as you can see, the way it works is that the first value tells the browser what the padding is on the top and bottom of the element, and the second value tells it what the padding is on the size of the element. Actually, let me try with 14 pixels. I don't like these sharp corners, so I'm going to round them up a little bit using the border radius property, and I'm going to set the border radius to 4 pixels. I like the rounded corners better. I want to see how this button looks with the text color in white. And to change the text color, we use the color property. And in this case, I'm just going to set it to white. We can also add a little bit of text shadow to the text, just to give it a little bit more personality. And I'm going to use the text shadow property. Now I think I'm going to increase the size of the text a little bit, and for that I'm going to use the font size property, and I'm going to set it to 24 pixels. And I like how it looks, but I think it needs a little bit more padding on the sides now that the text is bigger. So I'm going to try 24 pixels on the sides, and I think I'm also going to increase the top and bottom to 10 pixels. Now, to make the button pop up a little bit, I'm going to put a box shadow in it. I'm just going to do 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 1 pixel, and again the color is going to be black. So the first two values tell the browser what the offset is on the X and Y axis, and then the third value tells it what the spread of the shadow is. For example, if I set the spread to 10 pixels, you can see what the effect is on the button. We can also change the top offset, and now the shadow is 10 pixels down. And now if I set this to 10 pixels, the shadow is rendered 10 pixels to the right of the button. And if I make it negative, then that moves the shadow to the left. Let's get back to the initial 1 pixel value. And that is how easy we can style an HTML button. On the following video, I'm going to show you how to add a hover effect so that when the user puts the mouse over the button, it has a little bit of an effect that makes it pop up a little bit more.